Right, so it's my pleasure to introduce Markus Bergman, who will be our first keynote speaker with this talk on inventing baby monitors with thread. We, as a community, have seen a lot of use cases for thread and IoT applications, but this is a truly unique use case, and I'm really excited to see the talk. Markus is an MD. He was previously a practicing medical doctor for emergency medicine. He's also a PhD and MSc and a co-founder and COO of Connido, which is a company, a startup based in the UK. He's also worked at McKinsey & Co. as a management consultant with healthcare, pharma, and medical device companies. He's a parent of 3 small children, and he co-founded Connido in 2016 to create the ultimate baby monitor, Bluebell. So I'm looking forward to the talk. Markus, take it away.
Hello everyone, Markus Bergman, thanks for having us today. Hello everyone, I'm Markus Bergman, I'm co-founder of Connido, the company behind Bluebell, which we think is the ultimate and the best baby monitor in the world. You can see it here being used. There's a clip on the baby and a wristband on the parent, that's all you need. Our journey started when my other co-founder, Romy, had his first child in 2016, and he was struggling with becoming a parent. I'm sure a lot of you know that it's challenging to become a parent. He came from a data background, and he thought surely there's something better we can do with baby monitors to actually support parents. Myself and Naveen, my other co-founder who's here today, we're both medical doctors, so we joined forces with Romy to start developing something to address this issue. So there's a lot of challenges when you become a parent, but 3 ones that we picked and we wanted to solve. First one is that you start worrying about your baby's safety and well-being. In A&E, roughly 50% of all visits are babies who are healthy and they have nothing wrong with them. Second thing is that people start struggling with their routine. Obviously, nighttime wake-ups and naps and all the hassle that you try to manage. Third thing is that all of this affects the parent's own well-being, both sleep deprivation, but also otherwise well-being, which can then lead to anxiety and depression, and I think postnatal depression is a big issue. So we wanted to create something that actually could help solve these issues. So we started developing Bluebell, and this is how it looks. So there's a lot of different parts. First part is the clip-on that goes on the baby's vest, and basically it's like this. So it goes on the baby's vest, and it measures all the things that parents normally worry about every day. So their breathing, their temperature, their sleeping, if they're crying, if they're changing their tummy, and other things. If there's anything wrong with your baby, then you get alerted either on our wristband, which starts vibrating and shows you icons of what's going on, or you can get the alert on your app or your smartwatch. Then we have our smart hub, which has night lights, lullabies, microphone, room temperature sensor, all other stuff. And then we have a camera, and it's all integrated in your app, so you can see everything that's going around straight from your app. You can also see stats and how your baby's sleep is developing and all kind of cool stuff. So that's the kind of product we managed to develop. It's a comprehensive and convenient monitoring solution. So, is there something like this in the market? Well, not really. So most people still use, about 80% of parents use the traditional, what we call traditional video monitors or audio monitors. There's a couple of smart monitors there that measure one thing like heart rate or blood oxygen level or something like that. But Bluebell is the only one that's comprehensive and the only one that covers the baby and the parent and the nursery. Oh, I forgot to say, this also measures the parent's sleep and activity, and we monitor their mood on the app, so we kind of cover the whole range. And the interesting thing about the market is that only about 20% of parents have moved to the smart monitoring category, but it's growing really fast. So we expect this to be the kind of market of the future. Our biggest competitor, Owlet, which some of you might know, in the US, just had a big IPO last year, so it shows that there's potential in the market. So what's unique about us? As I said, we are comprehensive, we're very convenient, but we also kind of pride ourselves in providing support that's practically useful every day. So you know if your baby having a fever, how are they sleeping, if they're crying, all that kind of stuff. I guess the more important thing for this meeting today is that we believe the only wearable built on thread. So that's the main technology we use for all of the communication, and we haven't really seen at least any other baby monitors with thread, but probably no other wearable either, but we would be happy to hear if anyone knows of any. So this is just not just, we didn't choose thread just to make it technically amazing and out of academic interest, but it actually works really well, and this can be demonstrated by our customer feedback. So we have really good reviews. We're currently just based in the UK, but 95% of our parents recommend our product to other users, and we have a 4.6 star rating. And we have loads of awards globally and loads of media interest. We're the chosen baby monitor for Harry and Meghan, for example. It would be interesting to know. So, unlike a lot of you guys, we're a very small team. So we're a startup in London. This is basically our team. And so it's us three co-founders that I've already mentioned, doctors and data people. And then we have a small kind of dedicated engineering team. Our team have developed wearables in the past, and they were kind of aware of all the challenges that come with developing them. So they helped us a lot in guiding with technology choices and thinking through it all. So, but this is the team that has developed both the hardware, the electronics, the app, the embedded software, and all the algorithms. And they know more about a lot of this stuff than I do. I'm not super technical. Anyway, we started in 2016. We came up with the idea then, and then we started recruiting the technical team. We filed for a patent then, which was granted, and it took us about 2.5 years, 3 years to develop the product. We launched in July 2019, and now we've been in the market since then. A lot of we've continued to develop the performance, and we've done hardware upgrades and just increased our market share in the UK. And this year we've monitored 10 billion breaths, so that's kind of a milestone. So about thread. So how did we end up using thread? So our engineers, when they developed the previous wearables in another company, they used Bluetooth, they used Wi-Fi, and a lot of our competitors also used a combination of those two. From user reviews, we saw there's a lot of feedback that the range is not very good, or that it relies too much on Wi-Fi, or that they're worried about the emissions on their baby, given we have a device and a baby. So there were several reasons that we ended up picking thread. We kind of threw a lot of challenges to our engineering team to select the right technology. So we obviously have multiple devices. We need to connect them in the same network flexibly. We want to keep the baby sensors as low emissions as possible. And then we also have a couple of different use cases. We want to connect the baby sensor directly to the wristband, and we also want to connect them both to the hub. So I guess one interesting thing from a technical point of view is that we do have Our hub has Wi-Fi and Thread, and it acts as a Thread router device. Our baby is always the sleepy end device, but then our wristband switches between those two, depending on the use case. So we sense the kind of external network conditions and then switch from sleepy end device to router. And also, so this is how it works. So basically, from a user point of view, when you're at home, they all connect to each other. So we get kind of good battery life and good connectivity. Even if your Wi-Fi go down, the connection still remains. But then if the parent leaves home, they go to, let's say, a park or cafe or meet their friend, they don't have to do anything. They just leave the house and then suddenly the wristband connects to their sensor, and then they still can monitor their baby. And it's kind of a simple thing from a user point of view, but this has been super complex to create so that we get the right amount of that it connects quickly without any kind of disruption. But from a user point of view, we want to just create a very flexible solution that they can clip on one thing on the baby, have a wristband on their own, and then they can go wherever they want, and they always stay monitoring the baby. Now, this kind of way of structuring it also allows for a lot of different use cases, which I'll talk in a bit. There's several challenges that we've managed to overcome. Some of them are probably easy for you now. We started in 2016, so not a lot of this stuff was available then. Not a lot of components were available then. So these are kind of things that we've worked hard on. So one is managed coexistence. So we have Wi-Fi and Thread on the same hub. And when we designed this, no modules existed that did the managed coexistence. So we've had to create that whole thing from scratch so that we have Wi-Fi and Thread communicating at different points of time. We can talk about it after this session in more detail for those of you who are interested. Then we have this logic of the parent wristband switching between router and sleepy based on external network conditions. We had to do quite a lot of work in how we make this very easy for the users to set up, given we have unique codes that are set in manufacturing, both the IDs and join keys. Obviously, it's a very kind of safety-focused product, so parents are very anxious if they feel like for the last 30 seconds they haven't heard information about their baby. So we have to be very careful and how do we ensure that they are connected all the time, or if they're not connected, that we let them know. And then designing the logic that allows actually not just 3 devices, but any topology of devices. So we've kind of made it flexible so that we can have multiple hubs, multiple baby sensors, multiple wristbands, and our Thread extenders as well. So a lot of work has gone into this. So this is then, as a result, we can have a lot of different combinations of devices. So we have the out of home case, or when the hub is turned off, which is kind of a safety feature, where we have wristband and sensor connecting to each other. We have the so-called normal use case, where we have 3 devices. We have the 2 parents, 2 babies, which we have multiple devices connected to the same hub in the same home. But then we have also like more corporate settings. So we can have a children's daycare unit with multiple teachers, multiple babies. We've also looked into the elderly care market, so we can have multiple nurses connecting to a hub, multiple hubs in people's single rooms and sensors in their room. So the use of Thread and allowing the flexibility and the roles between the devices allows us to then kind of extend the solution much wider. So as mentioned, we have looked into elderly care. So we have a product prototype stage. We've tested it with elderly, and it does work remarkably well. And this is the idea is that we can use the same technology and same infrastructure, but it allows for either remote care at home or at nursing homes. So what are we going to do next? We have a lot of interesting things. We're going to launch a whole new set of data services on our app, subscription services. We're doing hardware extensions, as I said, so launching the kind of twin devices, multiple parent devices, boosters and all sorts of things. And then we're starting to expand out of the UK, where we've been stuck so far. So, how could you help, or how could we work together? So we believe we have a unique product and highly innovative, and we've done a lot of work to get it to this stage, and our users love the product. But basically, we're a small company, so our R&D and growth are slightly constrained by the current economic conditions, especially in the UK. It's not the best place to be at the moment. So we're looking for partners who could either accelerate our growth and maintain our innovative edge, but also if you're just interested in talking with us what we've done, and maybe we can do this kind of stuff together using thread in wearables, using thread in monitoring, be happy to talk. So that's all. Thank you. Come to talk to us, me or Naveen, today, or send us an email and let's talk more. Thank you.